Dudes, it's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So we got an overview of the September 2025 dev stream and all the good stuff to expect over the next couple of weeks in Warframe. We got the Mushroom Frame update coming October 15th. We got the Nabarus Nights Halloween event starting on October 1st. And a ton of stuff details-wise to show on all of these Mushroom Frames, Oberon changes, and all that. So let's hop right in. Before we do, make sure to sub to this channel. Daily Warframe video uploads. We're also live on stream right now, doing some Omniforma bundle giveaways. So come on, stop by if you didn't already. We're just hanging out, basically. All right, so let's hop right in. As far as the first things they were talking about in the dev stream of today, that was like pretty good dev stream, honestly. There was a TennoCon concert live album that just came out. And if you watch the TennoCon concert live, they said it has a lot better audio quality, which is cool. So first things here, we got a free Zephyr skin in October for the Quest to Conquer Cancer charity event. So yeah, it does not look like an ephemera here. I believe these wings, these spectral wings, are part of the skin, but I'm also not entirely sure about that. So expect this as a free skin in October. There's also some other stuff for the charity event you can grab as well. Now, they also said that Ordis's voice actor is being... the voice actor for Ordis is retiring from DE, and they're getting a new voice actor going forward, but don't worry, the old voice lines for Ordis are going to stay the way they are. If you even have Ordis not muted in 2025, like I have Ordis muted for a while. And like I said earlier, Nabarus Nights, the Halloween event, returns in Warframe on October 1st, and it will be going until, I believe, November 6th is what they said, but it will be going for a while, for sure. We also got a new Nightwave. Now, I'm not entirely... They didn't make it super clear when the new Nightwave start date was, but yeah, expect the same things that you get from a normal Nightwave. And it's also... This is the Dreams of the Dead one, so very October-themed, Halloween, Day of the Dead, etc., etc. So, yeah, you get a Day of the Dead Sayandana from the max level of it, and as far as the new augment mods and skins, we got a Shedu skin here, and the new augments... Now, good luck guessing what weapons these are for. The names are pretty, we can read them, but we have no idea what weapons these are for, so keep that in mind that... let me hear your guesses in the comments down below, basically. The first one's called Dreadful Kill Shot at level 10, Unknown Weapon. And then at level 25, Necrophagic Vigor. So, whatever that will do, who knows? They just have, like, spooky names. You've also got a spooky, speaking of spooky stuff, we got Spooky Borrow, a special Spooky Borrow in October. Again, there was someone, Steve was running the stream, who's not normally running the stream, so it was a little bit chaotic, so we didn't get full details on every little thing. But yeah, special borrow in October with special exclusive offerings like this special armor set and ephemera. So, pretty cool, but yeah, we'll see what happens as that arrives. Usually borrow is the same thing over and over again. Now, let's get into the Mushroom Frame update and what you can expect on October 15th. As far as on October 15th, we're getting a new... basically like a new like mini underground tile set on Fortuna, and here's a look at your Mushroom Frame that will come from this new mini tile set underground part of Fortuna. On October 15th, you're going to go to, well, as far as like, here's the Mushroom Frame fashion, but we'll talk about the Mushroom Frame in a bit here. The big thing about the update is that this will be in Fortuna behind where you spawn in. You spawn into Fortuna. It's going to be called the Deep Mines, and right behind you, we spawn to Fortuna. There's going to be a vent you can go into with a new vendor, a mushroom vendor, and also there's an actual plant you can give these mushrooms to that you'll collect in the mission to get these special, they call them adventures. I don't know if I'd go as far as call them adventures. Basically, a mission that does not seem like it will be the best. Think of like Call Missions 2.0, but as a mushroom instead. So you basically hop around as a mushroom, get some lore, and... As far as where the Mushroom Frame parts will drop from, that will be in these new mushroom bounties. So you have a new mushroom vendor here. This is separate. This is separate from the guy that's in right where you spawn in. This guy is right next to Udiko, the other bounty vendor, and you're going to use the same elevator that you use for like Fortuna, going to like fight the Profdigger or whatever. Now the elevator will go down. So yeah, underground subterranean bounties. This update seems like basically Fortuna Arcana. As far as some of the drops, here's the proof of the new weapon and the new frame called Noco dropping from these bounties. Now, as far as what these bounties are, again, they're underground. I think it's time to start talking about the Mushroom Frame, Noco, and what their abilities do. But before we get into that, let's go over some, let's go over some, background information. Noco is meant to be related to Yareli as far as the designers of the game wanted them to Noco, the Mushroom Frame, is basically supposed to be Yareli's little brother, is what they were saying. Not entirely in lore, but design-wise, yes. And as far as what this Mushroom Frame will be doing, it's a pretty wacky frame that is extremely tanky. Think kind of like Revenant a little bit. Now, as far as what this Mushroom Frame's abilities do, let's go over them right now. And I'm actually going to let DE show some of this, and I'm going to explain what all the abilities do as well. So, as far as what they do, the first ability of Noco and the second ability of Noco are both different types of mushrooms. So the first mushroom will do AoE viral damage and procs, and also the second ability, and that's what the first mushroom does. The second mushroom will do AoE power strength buff for your teammate, and also increase your energy max. The third ability turns you into a mini mushroom. While you are a mini mushroom, you are invincible. Additionally, you heal rapidly. So if, like, let's say you were about to die and you pushed the third ability of Noco, mushroom frame ability, mushroom form or whatever it's called, this would allow you to get your full health back. Think similar to Temple's third ability, Ripper's Wail. As far as the fourth ability of the Mushroom Frame, I'm not sure if they actually show that in here, but basically the Mushroom Frame's fourth ability is you throw a spore at your mushroom and it bounces between your mushrooms. So think of it like a camping frame a little bit, like a little bit like Nidus, a little bit like Wisp, in between those. Maybe a little bit like, there's the ulti right there. So the ulti is the bouncing shroom. It's going to proc all your stuff pretty quickly, so expect a lot of viral damage and proc, similar to Nourish being with the Mushroom Frame. So yeah, looking pretty cool with the Mushroom Frame. Got some really good animations too. If you like dancing animations, you're going to like this. And they give a quick look of the new tile set here. Just think of it like as an underground part of Fortuna. So there will be Corpus down here to do bounties with. And as you can see, there's bounty requirements too, like revive spore broodlings, or spore broodlings, what they're called. That's part of the bounty. There will also be a mushroom ephemera that these little mushroom guys will chase you around, and that's part of the ephemera. It looks pretty funny, so some really good cosmetics in this update. All right, now that we talk about Mushroom Frame's abilities, I forgot to, they didn't show his passive on stream. His passive will be when he dies, he will replace one of his mushrooms. So, like I said, this is like, this guy's making Revenant look like a hard frame to play. So, you can become invincible with this 3. You could go and walk to your mushroom as a mini shroom to revive yourself, and you're also providing viral damage and power strength too. So some pretty good stuff. But will they be like as good as Jade, as good as Wisp, as good as like other support frames? Probably not. But I'm hoping for some fun at least. So there's some of the spore damage right there. As far as the signature weapon of this frame, it's going to be an Arcwing gun called the Arbusep. And what it does is it will fire 6 projectiles at a time, each one doing a combined element. So if you fire this thing, you'll be getting tons of procs. And the hilarious part is that you're like, why are we getting Arcwing guns? I'll tell you why we're getting Arcwing guns, because Arcwing guns are actually finally getting their arcanes. That's one of the bingo squares filled in right there. But we're not getting new arcanes, we're actually getting to use the old arcanes in a really nice way. So, for Arcwing guns going forward, go buy a rivens now, by the way, for the Grattler. They're going to be able to use primary arcanes and secondary arcanes. So 2 arcane slots on Arcwing guns. So that means you can use, like, Merciless. You could use Cascadia Flare. You could use Secondary Enervate. You could use Primary Crux. You could use them both at the same time. So you could use, like, Enervate and Crux at the same time. Sounds pretty good for an Arcwing gun. So yeah, really good stuff there as far as some Arcwing guns to look out for. Larkspur Prime seems decent. Mazalon is already really good, so this will make the Mazalon crazy good. The Prisma Duel to Curians, I think it's called, those are also already pretty good. This will make it better. So, oh, and I forgot to mention my favorite overall, the Kuva Grattler. I've got some videos of the Kuva Grattler destroying Steel Path before this buff. So you like to jam like 700% damage on the Grattler, and now we're talking. So great stuff. Now ammo might still be an issue because Merciless does not give ammo anymore, but maybe Crux can help you with that as well. So great stuff on that front. I'm glad that Arc Guns are getting a buff because they do have some downsides to them. All right, moving past that, we've got some Mushroom Floofs, and we get a new Wukong Deluxe skin. So as far as the predictions for the video the other day, Wukong Deluxe skin is what we got. I thought it was an Excalibur skin with the Tatsu. Yeah, definitely not, definitely wasn't. So we got a Wukong Deluxe skin here. Unfortunately, the weapon skin of this is for only the Sun and Moon, so basically dual Nakana weapons. But yeah, the actual skin for the frame itself looks great. Yeah, so if you want to use the Sun and Moon, go ahead. Hopefully you get a Sun and Moon Incarnon or something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So as far as the next skin, we got lots of skins on this stream today. We got the Lavos Deluxe skin. Looking pretty cool. It's got a Ghost Snake Ephemera. And yeah, it should be coming out in this update as well. Now we got some damage attenuation changes. I'm not going to really waste too much time on this part. Basically, they're making damage attenuation lessened, but they're also standardizing it across the game. So there might be a potential nerf to how instantly you can kill acolytes in Warframe. I'm hoping not, but yes, they are going to be lowering overall attenuation. No more flat numbers of attenuation. So, like, the way it worked is like, oh, you did 30,000 damage, now you're attenuated. Now it's like percentages or whatever. They're also standardizing it, so every enemy in the game should have the same type of attenuation, I hope. They're also increasing the health of some bosses to compensate, and also balancing it more for multiplayer. So whenever you would fight an Acolyte, and you're like, why does this Acolyte have so much more HP when I'm in a four stack than compared to when I'm solo? It's because the attenuation and the HP of the Acolyte scales with players. So, yeah, it's not going to be as egregious on some of these bosses with, like, dumb attenuation, like the Shattered one for 8 Claw or whatever. It will not be as bad, hopefully. But yeah, long story short, it's going to still be in the game, but it will just be lessened heavily. There's Pablo's cat. And yeah, once attenuation changes come out, make sure you give Pablo your feedback if it's not good or bad. All right, so there's the overall view of it. Let's go over the Oberon changes. And as far as I'm aware, DE did mention that during this update, there will be a free Oberon login reward and a free Forma too. And after we go over Oberon's rework, you might actually want to try him out because it does sound like a pretty good rework. Okay, so let's start off with Oberon's new passive, which will be replacing his terrible passive right now that no one even cares about. So as far as his new passive, whenever you pick up an orb as Oberon, I don't know if they have like a little description of it here. Yeah, health orbs picked up by Oberon will now grant self and allies 3 damage negation charges. So basically, pick up an orb, give yourself and your teammates a Mesmer skin stack. Now, we don't know if it will prevent status procs, but it looked like gray health in the video. So yeah, I'm thinking that this will be really strong. And also, if you use the Arcane Universal Fallout Arcane, you will get basically orbs all over the place. So if you don't have Arcane Universal Fallout and you want a really high-level Oberon build, I'd recommend getting it, and that drops from Elite Tempo or Archimedia missions. It's very rare, just like Arcane Hotshot, but this will be pretty good on him. So as far as what the other abilities do, you're going to be very invincible a lot of the time, it seems like. But as far as what Smite does, now Smite will, his first ability will fully remove enemies' defenses, including Overguard. Percentage damage to enemies in range. Now, it's good and bad. It's good because this ability will now be instant Overguard and armor strip, but the problem, and it's also AoE damage too, but the problem is, to some people, is that it no longer will have the orbs like before. So no longer will you be able to use Vigorous Swap and Mag's Bubble to destroy anything instantly. Now this is basically a removal of that build, but as you see in the footage right here, he finds an overguarded enemy. He casts the ability Smite, and this is also, again, this is Oberon's Helmet ability, so this might be good, and all the overguard's gone. That will work at any level. But like I said, it will probably not be. It will be worse in some cases, but better in some cases too, because now you cannot, use the orbs of Mag's Bubble to like focus the orbs in there because there's no orbs at all anymore. But yeah, still pretty cool, and that's just his first ability. He's got some other good changes to other abilities too. And the augment for that is Smite Infusion. It does not seem to be being changed. And there is no Radiation rework alongside this, or any HP rework, sadly. I think DE realized that if you buff HP for everybody, it'd be a little bit too AFK. Next, Hallowed Ground, his second ability, the Grass. Now it's a circle cast of a cone. Works better on levels and elevation. More reliable radiation. You get radiation procs really quick. This is how you're going to get all your procs like nearly instantly with Oberon. Or sorry, all your orbs instantly with Oberon is going to be this ability. They said 2 rad procs per second reliably. Also, it does not get instantly nullified by nullifiers anymore, which is good for some people out there. Third ability of Oberon, the healing ability, is now Affinity Range. It also has a fixed energy cost. It does not scale with how many players are being healed. Armor increase ×2 for allies and ×2 when cast on Hallowed Ground. So, sadly, it's also, I don't think they put that in here too. Yeah, he shares his armor too, which I believe is already like to be assumed here. But yeah, so you're going to give all your teammates armor and HP over time, or healing over time. It's not enough to really move the needle. This will probably be the ability you still helmet off. But hey, at least it's got Affinity Range now, so you don't have to mod for range for this ability. Fixed energy cost is also good if you're actually planning to use, again, if you're planning to use this ability, which I will probably helmet this one off for like something more useful. And his ulti, Reckoning, is going to be doing a lot more damage. It also has a line of sight check. It also has armor strip built in, and they don't mention on this, but it also is going to give more damage per rad proc on the enemy. So the way that your gameplay will go with this is basically you throw on the grass, and you just, enemies that walk into the grass, you just hit them with your 4, they should die. If an enemy is really too tanky to die to the grass, you can hit with Smite, and all their Overguard and armor will be gone, and then they should be done for after that. And as far as how you're going to survive, you're going to be using Arcane Universal Fallout to give tons of orbs that make it where you're going to be getting all these invincibility stacks. Now, we don't know if multiple Oberons in a team can stack this passive, which would be hilarious, but you have 3 instances of damage prevented. So that could be 12 stacks if you had everyone on Oberon, but yeah, I'm excited to try this out. Looks pretty interesting for sure. Alright, so that's going to be Oberon's rework. Pretty good, honestly. It sounds like better than the Valkyrie rework to me. As far as the teacher quest, that's going to be the new player modding quest. We didn't really see much of that, but expect some help to learn how to mod. Quick thing we saw right here. Looks like the Hex quest might be moved later in the game. The old piece update that should be in December of this year is going to be a prerequisite to the Hex quest. But yeah, that's probably a placeholder, so don't take that too seriously. We got a nice setting here. We're going to be able to customize left and right armor attachments separately. So, for example, on my fashion frame right now, if I have the left shoulder, and I'm like, okay, I want this one to be silver, and I want the right one to be gold. I could change those manually, like individually, which you cannot do right now. So a nice upgrade to fashion frame potential. Very, very interesting on that front. Get some lighting changes in the game as well, so lots of tiles should be better. And we got some Tenogen here too. So we got a Dagoth skin, a Kuva Varuna skin, which I'll be probably picking up here. A Citrine, I think it's a Citrine helmet or skin. Actually, it might be a skin, yeah, Citrine skin. And you got a Dagoth, another helmet for Dagoth, and a Corvex helmet here, and a pretty cool, like, chandelier kind of, like deer horns kind of Cyandana here with candles. Very awesome. And then, yeah, this is all coming on October 15th. Now, we're going to talk about some stuff that's not October 15th at the very end here with the big reveal mic drop moment. So expect this next part in the old piece update. But yeah, we are getting Proto-Uriel. So the last Protoframe they were talking about is Uriel. So you're getting Proto-Wisp, Proto-Hero, and Proto-Uriel right at the old piece launch. And Proto-Uriel is an ancient Orokin, so expect the lore to go pretty crazy with this. So really cool. We don't know anything about Uriel's abilities, and again, this will be at the end of the year. So yeah, leading up to that, guys, we're getting the Barris Knights event next week. We're getting the Mushroom Frame update on October 15th, which is like 2 weeks after that. And hopefully it's going to be a really fun time. So yeah, that's basically it for your DevStream overview. There were some little things here and there I didn't mention, but as far as the big things, we didn't get the full details. We getting like this borrower thing has to be interesting for sure. What is this evil borrower right here? You know, what's the situation with these bounties? You know, these Mushroom Frame bounties, what's going on with that? And you know, some other stuff too. So these details will come out as time goes on. But yeah, this ephemera, look at this ephemera. The mushroom, mini mushroom ephemera, hilarious. But yeah, expect more information as time goes on. Looking really cool so far. Looking like a new tile set update. Now, this is not exactly, you know, the most exciting thing ever. There's no new arcanes from what I can tell. But beyond that, you know, a new mini tile set is cool. Some new bounties are good. As far as the loot, I hope the loot is placeholder, because this loot looks really bad. And also, it looks like you might be bottlenecked on this stuff right here. Like, running bounties will be required to get the resource and the parts for the new frame, Noco. But yeah, we'll see that soon, guys. Looks like Mushroom Frame is relatively strong, but not like the new meta or anything like that. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate your support. And yeah, this stuff all starts happening next week. See you then. Or actually, see you tomorrow. And see you every day, actually. Peace.